Hello Internet, my name is Gernzy and this is Psychonauts. This is my very first ever YouTube Let's Play. I have done a few on Twitch before, but it's like literally one or two. So I'm just going to crack right on with it into a new game. Let's go. Hopefully it won't destroy me this time.
The human mind.
So I'm going to talk over this little cutscene here for the most part of it. I might fade in and out because I do like watching it. I've chosen Psychonauts for my first ever game because I have played it a couple of times before all the way through, and I thought for my first one I'd like to be familiar with what I'm doing so that it'd make it easier for me to talk over the gameplay, because from what I've experienced before now, if you're trying to concentrate too hard on the game, you get out of the zone of talking, and vice versa. If you try and focus too hard on talking, you stop being able to do the game. So just while I'm getting into the groove of doing this, I'm just going to go with games that I already know so it's not so difficult. If you do want to watch this cutscene without me talking over it, then go and get the game. It's really good. It's a really sweet little game. It's by Double Fine Productions and Tim Schafer, who I'm sure many of you have heard of. He wasn't so famous when this was released, but he's gotten quite famous now. He's got a few titles under his belt. Brutal Legend, some of you may know of, and several. And I think Iron Brigade was out for free on the Xbox Gold membership about a year ago. That was really fun. But yeah, go get the game, play through it. The storyline's really cute and it has a lot to benefit from me not yabbering over it.
The rest of you will die.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's funny. I love the graphics. I love the style of this and
Children, you are not going to die.
the sort of era it's all based in. It's very stylistic.
They told me this was a summer camp.
I don't really get the whole summer camp thing.
Don't worry about old Coach Oleander. I've been coming here for
We
years.
have summer camps in England, but they're maybe only 2 or 3 days. I've never heard of a summer camp lasting weeks.
Lily's right. You don't got nothing to worry about. Except for that giant monster in the lake I was telling you about.
Bobby Zilch, I told you to stop scaring people with that ridiculous old legend. I don't want the kids to be afraid to go out at night and walk alone on the perfectly safe paths of Whispering Rock Psychic Summer Camp.
This guy writes excellent characters, I've got to say.
Special guests, superstar Psychonauts Sasha 9 and Mia Vodello.
So this game was released in the era of the XP. I remember having to patch this over. Well, no, I got it on Steam, but when I first tried to load it, they told me I had to set it in compatibility mode, which I really wasn't up for at the time, so I just left it, and luckily after not too long Steam patched it so it'd work with the newer Windows systems, and I was able to play it then. I'm really happy about that.
It's just a little boy. What's your name, darling?
I'll find out. Get in!
So what's happening is we play this guy here.
My name
Starts with a D.
is Rasputin, but everybody calls me Raz.
And he's just crashed this summer camp for psychics, essentially. People who can use ESP and telekinesis and things like that.
I don't want to disrupt your briefing.
And the
Agent
camp's
Oleander.
completely
Agent
aimed at
9,
teaching them how to use these
Please,
powers
Continue.
properly.
Where do you think you're going?
You've broken into a highly classified remote government training facility.
I know. Isn't it great? Listen, why don't I just sit over here quietly with my fellow psychonauts? Hey, how's it going? I like your hat.
We need to have this young man taken from here immediately.
I'll call his parents.
What? But don't you train psychonauts here?
Yes, darling, but...
To soar across the astral plane. To wage psychic warfare against the enemies of free thought.
That is what I wrote on the front of the pamphlet.
Those words are why I'm here, Coach Oleander. Do you remember what you wrote on the inside of that pamphlet? You were born with a special gift. But the people around you treat it like a curse. Your mother is afraid of you. And your father looks at you with shame in his eyes. Come to Whispering Rock Psychic Summer Camp, and you can show them all. Back home, your powers make you a loner, an outcast, a circus freak. But in this dojo, in this psychic dojo, they make you a hero.
Get that soldier a bunk.
I always like watching that bit. It's just very sweet.
Now, darling, you can stay here for a few days until your parents come for you, but we can't let you participate in any paranormal training without your parents' consent. I'm sorry.
So there you go, we've managed to bust into a summer camp for psychics.
Wowie. You're so lucky. You get to go home soon.
Home? Back there, I was just like you were, Dogen. Punished by my own family for having powers I never asked for. But here...
Yeah, I think this should make a good Let's Play. It's not so hard to follow, but there's a lot of nice little clues and hints in there for you to pick up on.
Come for me, Dogen.
It's good about the subtitles as well.
The boy. What they're going to find, what they don't expect, is Raz, the Psychonaut.
And then you'll make their heads explode?
I'm going to try and play through it in sort of alternate bursts, because it tends to go in,
Once kinda.
like you get a level and you get a big sort of chunk of the hub world to explore, and then you get a level. So I'm going to go and try and do it in those kind of bursts. I'm probably not going to get through all of the first level all in one go, just because of the length of this cutscene and a couple of cutscenes yet to come. So I might half that with the next chunk of hub world and then go in for the second level in the third part and go from there. It works out to one part anyway, just not quite in the order I expected. Rad's gonna take over all these bunks. These are all mine now.
Alright, settle down in here. Big day tomorrow. I want to see each and every one of you.
This is actually one of my earlier Steam games, I think. I've got a list of literally 100 of them that I've not even played yet. So I got maybe 100 games and then only played 5 over and over again. The training sequence. So it's not a lengthy training sequence, but it's got the feel to me of the original Kingdom Hearts. As in, you sort of drop down into a black space, and you have to follow some instructions. And it's not even nearly as long as the Kingdom Hearts one. Don't worry, that was a long training sequence. I had to do that one maybe 5 times the first time I got that game, because it was on my brother's PS2. So every time I really got started, he'd come and chuck me off it.
Now look up for me if you will. Some of the old markers have fallen apart. You'll find bits of them flapping around loose. If you find
So these are all just things to collect. These are psi cards which you can collect to basically gain powers later on in the game. You have to have a certain amount of them to get each power.
Brand new psychic powers. Stuff you didn't even know you could do.
And because I have to do that before my dad shows up to take me home. Hey, where'd he go?
So if we want to learn how to do all that stuff before our parents show up to get rid of us.
Hey, Raz! Hurry up! You don't want to be late for basic training!
Okay, so we'll be getting into this first level now. I'm going to play out the whole of the first level in this one video, just to get you a sense of the game, but after that the videos will be a bit more controlled length, probably around 15 to 20 minutes. If I can get through it fast enough, I might be able to restrict this to that, but I doubt it, considering we've already wasted about 7 or 8 minutes on that opening cutscene. I say wasted, it was worth a watch.
Hey, where you going, Maloof?
We'll get an important item here.
Shh! I coach is strong. At the start of class, he pulls you into his mind, and then there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get as much of the audio and the information as possible. I'll probably skip the vast majority of collectibles until after the end game, and maybe do a special before the final boss where I go around and collect things. Just because there's an awful lot that you can't get on your first playthrough for each of the levels. I think the only one you can really do easily on the first time through is the third level. I won't give anything more away about it than that, but even then there are some particular collectibles that you can't get until much later on in the game, so it's worth coming back and playing levels for a second time anyway, and I will do that in maybe like a special part at the end, towards the end at least.
I'm the strong man around here.
Really?
Ooh, epic burn, Raz. Epic burn.
Benny, put this kid back on my to-do list.
Come on, we'll see him in class.
Yeah, we'll
I always love these sort of hyper-exaggerated character traits that you tend to get in cartoons and video games. Because no people are actually like this. So, I think, which one did I put in? Oops, didn't want to do that. Yeah, I'm playing this on the Xbox controller, so all of my buttons don't have actual labels, they just have numbers, and sometimes I forget which ones I tether to which controls, so sorry about that.
And you will have to relive every bullet-scarred memory of every battle I have ever faced. It won't be pretty. Are you sure you wouldn't rather run around a bit?
My body is ready.
I'm ready, sir.
Well, you're late, soldier. Now get in here and give me 20.
So yeah, this is the principle of how we get into the levels, is all the people, all the camp runners at least have a door that they carry around that lets you enter their brains, and you also have a door that lets them enter your brain if you want to, I think.
Mental world.
It looks like a dentist office.
A mental dentist office.
I love Ross so much.
It's a
He's such a little shit.
and I'm here to recruit you for the greatest job in
I'm not sure how old he's supposed to be, maybe 11 or 12.
being a psychonaut.
I know these kids must all be between sort of 9 and 13 kind of level. You wouldn't send... Yeah, I would assume you wouldn't send anyone younger than 8 out to a camp in the middle of the woods.
Oh, me, sir. I'd like to chicken out, please.
Too late, soldier.
But you said...
There's only one way out of here. Fighting. I want one of you chickens to sock me square in the jaw. I warn you, once you do, the war is on.
There we go. Straight in the gutter.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, bless.
What kind of obstacle course is this? That kid just got killed.
A mental obstacle course, you bleeding heart. He's not dead. His astral projection just got kicked out of my mind. And I'll kick your astral projection out of here too if you don't
Ah, those
keep
good
moving
old extra
right
line
now.
puns. I always thought the best kind of kids film and game was one where the adults could have a little bit of a snicker. You get that a lot in like the Pixar and DreamWorks stuff. So you can see that we're using the double jump function off this little kind of ball, which will come into play again later.
Relax. That's just
These
a
again are
figment of my
collectibles.
imagination.
You
can
get
run right through. They hope
you need
rank
100 of them
and
to
when
rank up, I
rank
think.
you earn
or possibly 10. No, I think it's 100. But that's fine because there's absolutely bloody hundreds of these hanging around everywhere, and we're not going to bother trying to get them all right now because we will be coming back anyway. These are my favourite collectibles in the game. Emotional baggage.
We all have emotional baggage, kid. Why don't you make yourself useful? Sort some of it out while you're in here. Keep your eyes peeled for attack.
That's literally the only reason it's my favourite thing in this game, is just the epicness of that pun. So yeah, those are luggage, and oops, we'll get some luggage tags throughout the level. They're mostly a lot more hidden than that one is. Some of them are right out in the open. So we'll pick up one whenever we see one. Sometimes you'll have to carry them forward, sometimes you'll have to carry them back.
There it is. Now, you will pick up that tag and you will put it on that back. Unless you'd rather just drop it.
So yeah, we'll pick that up and we'll head back. There we go. Oh, no, it's happy. No, it's happy luggage. So yeah, like I said, super cute graphics, super cute little functions of the game. I think I'm going to commit to this. My absolute favourite video game character is right at the end of this. You'll get to see him much later on in this series. So now we're just going to power through this first level. I'm not going to worry too much if I miss a baggage, but I will try and get them all while I'm here. Definitely, there's a pink label here. It's actually really weird doing this and listening to my own voice, because as someone who's English, a lot of the voices that we hear in the media, and particularly on YouTube, are Americans, and we don't realise it when we're talking to everyone around us, obviously, because it's just the voices. But as soon as you start doing something media related, you feel wrong because you're so used to hearing American voices. And even now, as I'm listening to the audio of the game, it's all American accents, you know, it's the media hub of the world. It's just very odd hearing your own voice interject over it. So evil, so mean. I'm sure we all knew kids like that.
Oh, thanks for saving me.
Well, actually, I was saving this plant.
Never seen one so meaty before.
I have. It's been appearing in this creepy nightmare I keep having.
You're having nightmares? Oh, I've been reading about how to fix those. Will you let me see one?
No.
Yeah, you only get a certain amount of these because they allow you to level up, and leveling up allows you to use certain characteristics and powers in the game. Be the classified route. I think there's something in here somewhere. Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but I have actually played this game a couple of times, like literally a couple of times. I've completed it twice, although I've started various files on it before and not got through them just because I've been playing other things. Yeah, Oleander will in this level occasionally shout out motivational quotes to keep you moving. Okay, so here we are in this new area. My bearing. I'll jump straight up here, I think. Yes. Okay, and here we are. I'm pretty sure what we've just skipped isn't particularly consequential. No, it's just a series of platforms that we would have had to jump through. Go this way. So, edge across here.
Is your name Joey?
No,
Cause I'm gonna call you Slowy Joey.
that's not my name.
What was that, Slowy? I can't hear ya. You're talking too slow.
Ah, so it reminds me of Gruntilda from Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah, I actually really wanted to do, speaking of Rare and old Nintendo games, I was originally going to do a Conquest Bad Fur Day run for my first play. But, I don't have a capture card, so it's just, and I am absolutely, I can't handle how the ROM, how the emulator handles with Fraps and Audacity running. So, Steam games it is. But that's fortunate because I have a buttload of them, and also a reason I'm choosing this game is because I really wanted to play a game that's familiar, just until I got used to talking through the videos. It's a lot more helpful to talk when you have something to talk about, and because I've played this game a few times before, I know a fair bit about it and I can talk about it without having to experience the game as much, especially around these original few levels. It might get a bit more sticky once I get to the 4th or 5th level, because I struggled with that originally anyway. But for now, just while I get used to the sort of recording etiquette and talking while playing video games, which is a damn sight harder than I remember, because I used to do this a lot when I was a kid, and it's fine when you're in the zone, but as soon as you start thinking too much about it, everything just goes to shit and you start garbling and leaving big long pauses. The reason I used to do this a lot, yay, story time. The reason I used to do this a lot was I used to have friends over. I used to have a couple of friends back in high school, who would come over at my house. My house seemed to be the central hub of the activity there. Anyway, they would come over at my house, and me being the complete social inept idiot I was, didn't really know what to do with them once they were there. So I would just sit and play video games and talk to them, and usually one person with video games who had particular fun watching me play Resident Evil 4 at the time. And yeah, I just talked to them through that, and I was able to do that just because I didn't need to concentrate so much on that particular game. And also we'd play Rayman and swap out controllers to do that, and other stuff. I didn't have a lot of multiplayer games as a kid. I don't have a lot of multiplayer games now, to be honest. I have less friends now than I did back then, just for the sake of where I live and what I do. I don't have an awful lot of spare time to go knocking around with people, and the friends that I do have aren't really into video games, which is one of the reasons I decided to do this in the first place. But yeah, that's why I've got a certain basis in talking during video games, because I used to do it when I was a kid. And generally speaking, the things you get used to doing as a kid are easier to do, or recall at least, once you get older. But yeah, so I do have to concentrate a little bit on this one, because I tend to struggle when it gets a bit faster. It's just a nice little mini game that we're going to do. I'm going to punch the evil Nazi skeletons, and we're going to not punch the babies. Simple premise, and yeah. So yeah, you get 5 seconds on this first bunch, and then you'll start to get less as you amass more points. Started to go down already. A certain amount of this in this later bit is derived from luck, so seeing where the enemies pop up. A certain amount from depth perception, I guess. It's really easy to punch before you're close enough to punch them. There we go, that's where it starts getting hard. But they will all pop up around this middle. Oh god damn it, don't hit the baby. Yeah, they'll all pop up around this middle bit now, so that at least will give me an advantage. There we go, made it.
Hey, good job, soldier. Now here's your reward.
This guy just loves killing kids. Such a nice guy. Such a good soldier, protecting the innocent. Right, so here we go. This is another aspect of the levels, is they have secrets locked in vaults that you can access by punching them, obviously. If Minecraft has taught us anything, it's that everything can be solved by punching. So we're just gonna slap the living shit out of it. Arrowheads are basically monetary in this game. Okay, so here we go. It's our first. So you get these safes, and they give you these little slideshows of memories from the owner's, the brain that you're in. So this is Oleander's first one. I'm gonna zap through these quickly, just let you get the general gist of it. This one's obviously pretty simple to understand. He's just showing himself as a war hero, helping the kids, saving the world, being a general good guy. Good for Oleander. There we go. So that's that. And we just get on with the game. Where the fox is there? Because all of the figments generally are, that's a teleporter. The figments generally are things that are related to the scene or the brain that you're in. So this guy's obviously a general in the army, or was a general in the army. And all of his figments are things like those big iron crosses, guns, soldiers. Every now and then you'll get a random one. So as you can see, there's another tag over there, but that one's to that luggage in the middle. You can just see through that wall. But first, we're going to have to start off this game. So we'll run over here, grab that, run over here, while avoiding the machine gun, grab that, and this one's permanent. So that's health, mental health indeed. This game's just one big pun, honestly. Right, so run across, punch this guy, run across. The little rabbits wearing soldier helmets here that are in my way. God damn it. Rescue the luggage. Look how happy he is. Nom nom nom. I think all the luggage are the different types of. I think that's supposed to be a hat box. The one before was like a suitcase. And I think there's a handbag and a smaller suitcase. And whatever the blue one is, I can't remember. So that's we've got a bit of sort of magnetic attraction to the health and the later on the power that we're gonna get, or mana or whatever it is in this game. So we've just disabled that. Now we're going to avoid the mine, grab this figment. Yeah, sometimes the figments will be like related to the surrounding area. You can see that one was a tree. That's the it's duffel bag, the blue one. There you go. So now we're going to just. There's that pesky Bobby again. Classic Silk. He's such a bro. I love him. I think the main. You missed that. The main gist of this game, other than getting through the main storyline, the levels, there's a lot of collecting in it. You keep finding things to collect as you go through the game, and it's very interesting. But this was an early Double Fine game, like I mentioned. It's fairly samey mechanic, but we'll forgive it because it's funny. And it's relative to the story. Like it's just a nice fun old game. This game came out in the year of XP because I remember when I first got it, it wanted me to patch to an XP safe mode on my computer or something. It just wouldn't work with Windows 7. And then Steam a few days later released a patch that would bypass that. So now I can play it. But yeah, I couldn't play it for a couple of weeks when I first got it, just because of that. So I have to change direction to get around that bit. Avoid the fire. And there's that duffel bag that I'm going to want to get. And just grab this guy. So yeah, I think I've already got at least 3 of those. I can't remember if we got the pink one yet or not. And the other thing is, I I've got my volume turned down, so I haven't really commented on this yet, but you should have been able to hear it. When you're near one, you'll be able to hear crying. And then sort of, especially when you can't see them so well, which is going to start happening very soon, that gives you a nice hint as to where they are, or if you're in at least the same area as them. That was a mistake. So yeah, gameplay wise, this is my favourite Double Fine game. I think for the general atmosphere, I probably prefer Brutal Legend just because it appeals a lot to who I am as a person. I'm a huge rock and metal fan, and if you've played Brutal Legend, you'll know what I'm talking about, but it's just sort of based in that culture of, I mean, if I say the main character is Jack Black, that should give you a huge clue as to what I'm getting at there. And if you're into that, then hey, go and play Brutal Legend. It's a game where Jack Black's the main character. Also, Tim Curry plays the bad guy. And there's a bunch of other names from that sort of legendary era. I think Judas Priest are all in it. Halford definitely is. Ozzy's in it. Ozzy Osbourne. I always really hoped that Bruce Dickinson was going to be in it, but I don't think he is. Even Will Wheaton has a tiny part in that. There's a interesting bit of knowledge for you. He's just a random enemy in that. Why can't I get on this goddamn tightrope? There we go. I'm just going to do a case of jumping straight up. Okay, that's one of them. It's where I could really do with this game being released in 3D, because I don't have very good depth perception for games. My eyes are quite bad and I'm not wearing any glasses at the moment. So yeah, but I recently got a 3DS and that actually helped a little with that problem I was having. Okay, here we go. So yeah, all of these worlds, I like this as well. This is really nice, solid level design. It's all the worlds, all the things and the objects in the world, they're all based around a certain theme. Obviously for Oleander, that theme is sort of World War kind of 2 era artifacts, like these good old... I'm not sure what kind of planes these are supposed to be. They've got the Spitfires would occasionally have that sort of thing. They had sharks drawn on them and stuff. Well, they're certainly a World War II era type plane.
You're like molasses going up in January.
And like I said, you can tell that from his demeanour as well, the kind of era he's talking about. And also, actually, this game's set in the 70s or the 60s, so that's even more relevant. And it doesn't showcase that so much, I don't think. But it doesn't need to. It's subtle hints and you can get it if you're looking hard enough and if you're familiar with the kind of pop culture and artifacts that you're looking at. Especially with Agent 9 and Mia, who we saw before. And it's going to become a lot more apparent when we get to their levels later on. Oh, fudge. Okay, so that. I'm going to stop this part here because I'm aware it's going a little long. I know I'd say I'd finish Oleander's base, but I'm just going to have to make it last 2 parts instead. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed me rambling mindlessly about Psychonauts, please like and subscribe to my channel. That'd be super great. And I'll be releasing a second Psychonauts video very soon, so I'll catch you next time. Bye bye!